Hi Pathway Kids, this is Miss Amber and I am so excited to be with you this week. We're going to be learning a little bit about Daniel, but first we're going to read from How Great Is Our God, and we're going to read Pretty Poison. And it says, with bright orange and black wings, the monarch butterfly is so pretty, yet so poisonous. Well, at least for birds and lizards looking to make a meal of it. Adult monarchs lay their eggs on poisonous milkweed plants. The eggs hatch into caterpillars, which the caterpillars eat the plant. But instead of killing the caterpillars, the poison becomes part of their body even when they are transformed into butterflies. So, any bird looking for a quick, colorful snack gets a nasty surprise. The poison doesn't kill the bird, but it does make it very sick. Because monarchs are so easily recognized, the bird quickly learns not to eat them. You see, monarchs aren't the only pretty thing that turns out to be poisonous. Sin can be pretty poisonous too. That's because Satan loves to dress sin up in pretty colors just to trick you. You know, for example, Satan might disguise a lie as an easy way to get what you want. Or he might say breaking the rules will look good because it's just like having fun with your friends. Or he might try to take a bad movie and make it look like something that will just make you laugh. You know, but lies lead to more lies, and breaking rules lead to broken friendships. That movie that looks so funny can plant yucky words in your thoughts and in your head. They can just tear your whole life apart. So before you try to give that pretty thing a good look, talk to God about it. Ask Him to show you if it's really just poison in disguise. So we're talking a little bit about Daniel today. Daniel had 3 friends. And you know, far away, long ago, there was a king named Nebuchadnezzar. That's kind of a funny word, Nebuchadnezzar. How would you like your name to be that? Anyways, Nebuchadnezzar came from Babylon. And Babylon took over Jerusalem, and he took all the people. So they had this, battle, and the king came and they won, and he took all the people from Jerusalem, including Daniel and his 3 friends, and took them back to Babylon, and he picked the finest men in Jerusalem to be his slave, the king's slaves, and so king had food that smelled really good, right? But God had rules for what foods you could eat and what foods you could not eat, and Daniel was a man of God. Same with his 3 friends. They loved God. So instead of following Nebuchadnezzar and eating everything that he just gave them, he remembered this rule. And he said, we can't eat that. We can only eat vegetables and drink water. So Daniel went to the king's helper, right? And he said, man, can we only eat vegetables and drink water? That's just what we're following God's rule. And, the king's helper was a little scared of the king, and he said, that's not going to float. You have to eat what we put in front of you. So, Daniel still wanted to follow God. So he said to the guard in charge of the meals, he said, listen, for 10 days, 10 days, could you just feed us vegetables and water? And the guard thought, well, I guess for 10 days, it's not that big of a deal. So he decided, okay, I'll feed you vegetables and water for 10 days. And that's it. We'll see what comes of it. Well, you know what? And those 10 days, at the end of that time, the 4 boys, Daniel and his 3 friends, looked better. And they looked stronger than any of the people that ate the king's food. And because of that, the guard let them keep eating like that. So they were able to follow God's commandment to them and honor what they were doing in the king's house at the same time, you know. But first of all, they followed God, which that is our main thing. That's our main goal. In anything that we do, our first honor is to God, you know. And so I pray that as you go through this week, and let's say something looks very tempting, ask God, is this like sin in disguise, or is it something that just is really good, you know? So have a great week, Pathway kids, and I just cannot wait to talk to you again next week.